out, pussycat. Go, Mog. I'm standing in the middle of the road. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, duckies. Okay. I haven't got any food for you. I'm sorry. Okay. The old decoy ducks. Some more hens here. They're fighting for the food. Yeah, I started a war like that with the squirrels in the park the other day. It was one squirrel and I brought out my bag of nightcrawler. They must have smelled it because I've never seen so many come out so fast. And then they were fighting each other.
Yeah, we've had a few standoffs at the OK Corral.
Yeah, I bet. Well, they look fat enough, so I don't think there's anything to worry
about.
about. Lovely old boat here, old canal boat. Who was it that said I should go and float on a canal boat? Okay. Again, lovely idea. It's the rules that go with it, isn't it? There's a little bridge here goes across. Looks like it goes to nowhere, but it must do... Oh, it goes to that car park. We went past that car park. Yeah. Lovely. Morning. Hello. very muddy. It's like a bicycle track. This is obviously the route that the people who live on that housing estate back there on their bikes take when they're coming home or going to work or whatever. So I have decided to walk and talk because there are that many people out and about today. Every time I try and stop and chat, someone walking past. So basically, I never knew this before I looked up autism. I've looked up autism and ADHD, and there's so many things that I look at and I think, oh yeah, that's me, that's me. One of the main things is being lost in thought, just trying to analyse everything that's happening in front of you all the time and forgetting to actually be a human being standing there. And then being able to talk to people, just chat. That's an impossible thing almost. I can do a bit of general chit chat, especially if they're talking about something, then I can chat back about it. But I think back on all the jobs that I did, and that was me. I'm so good at focusing and organising and planning. I was really good on that job at the Wirral where I had to go and interview people and find clubs for youngsters, special needs clubs. And I was really good at going and meeting people and interviewing them. And then I was really good at standing up in social service meetings with like 10 or 20 social workers around the table, including managers. And I could stand there and talk to them about this club and that club and how they can use it and how the itinerary I'd put together, or the address sheet, whatever you call it, I can't think of the name now, but it was just pages and pages, which all went onto computer eventually. I spent ages doing that, putting it onto computer. But I could tell them all about this stuff, and I was totally fearless. I can stand up in a room full of people, and I'm totally fearless about that. It doesn't worry me. Ask me to stand there and talk to my manager or my peers, and I just fall apart at the seams. I just can't deal with it. I've always thought, I think I've had respect for my managers, and I've always thought they're better than me because they're managers and I'm not. When I was doing things on my own, like when I was a social worker, not a social worker per se, because obviously I didn't have the qualifications, but when I was working within the social services and I was going out to see the families, I could organise and sort all of that stuff without an issue. But ask me to go and sit down in my manager's office and talk about things that are affecting me or how my day's gone, and that's it. I'm shutting down. So it's always been a big problem, and I didn't realise that it's to do with how my mind was working. So that's helped me change a lot of things. Now, if I had my time again, I would definitely do things differently. All these things that I've had going on in my head, I thought it was just me. And now I realise, although it was me, if I'd known about what it was earlier, I would have been able to deal with it. So I don't think I'm going to look for a job now. Not till next year. Hoping this litter picking comes up. I did this last year, didn't I, on an event. It was great fun. I'd like to have done more, but then I got this proper job. So I didn't get very far with that, but hopefully I'll pick some work up next year. And I was thinking, about going back to camping at these venues, doing some litter picking. My SIA badge runs out the end of next September, so maybe I can get some of that work. I don't know. There's potential still for next year. Oh, I keep getting myself lost on Commute, I do. Wants to take me along these main roads, and I don't want to walk that because I'm right by this park, and so I don't want to have to walk along a road. So I'm just trying to see if I can get back to the route, cutting across a bit the countryside. Wonder where they nicked the chairs from, huh? We're right by the running track, and then there's this like little area where they have their lounges. It's a bit different, isn't it? Little mother's meeting place. That's the running track down there. I've come to this path and I've looked on Komoot, and you can have a look at Komoot. I'll put it on here now. And it says that I've got to go right, I think. So I'm going to go right, and then I'm going to have a look at Komoot in a minute and see. It's quite nice. Would you like to live here? And how much they are? They're flats, because it says ground floor flat on this one. 1 bed flat, 2 bed top floor. Nice location. Quiet street.